Hello and welcome back to True Crime Guys podcast. I'm your host, Michael, and you know I brought Andy with me.
I mean, it is headlines today, baby.
It is
headlines.
my show, baby. Andy kind of has to be here for headlines.
Right? I am the headliner.
That's right. He is the headliner of shenanigans.
Right, yes. I am a shenaniganator.
That's right. And guys, if you don't know what else headlines means, it also means that we did a little special episode for you over on Patreon, patreon.com/truecrimeguys. And this month we talked about the Corpsewood Manor murders.
Ooh.
This is a case that Lauren and I covered years ago, but I thought it is a perfect spooky season case.
Yes, it was.
Even though I was late.
Yes, because we are not the greatest people at reading calendars.
No, we're still getting used to this new recording schedule, but either way, it's still spooky season, right? If you guys are unfamiliar with this story, it happened in December of 1982, where Dr. Charles Scudder and his partner Joseph Odom were brutally murdered in their castle in the woods of rural Georgia, a place that they called Corpsewood Manor. And they were murdered by two new acquaintances in what was labeled a drug-fueled robbery gone terribly wrong. And that is a terrible understatement.
Yeah, that is a very broad misconception as well,
really
too.
Is. It really is.
But seeing the
lots
pictures
to talk
of
about with this case, and revisiting it, I was just as interested. Honestly.
Yeah, we talked for like over an hour about that case.
Yeah,
that's a very interesting case too. Those guys had a life going for them for a little while.
They did. They had it made for a minute.
Yeah.
But again, that's on Patreon, patreon.com/truecrimeguys. There's a link right below the description of this episode. But here on the free platform, you can also check out some of our other shows like Strange and Unexplained and also Cryptic Soup with Thina and Kylie. New episodes of Cryptic Soup come out every Wednesday. Make sure you also give them a follow on Instagram at Cryptic Soup Pod to make sure you stay up to date. Also, give us a follow and subscribe on YouTube and also on social media at True Crime Guys, wherever you're looking for our shenanigans.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
That's right, wherever you get your podcast. But today, what are the headlines, Andy? I am eager to get into them.
Well, Michael, today for headlines, I think me and you talked about this I think it was maybe last week or something, but it was all over my news feed. It was all over Reddit. It was all over social media and TikTok. We talked about this case. It's a shocking one, to be perfectly honest. But the woman who was found dead in an oven at a Halifax Walmart.
Oh my God, yeah.
The walk-in oven?
I think we talked about this in some bonus content or something on Patreon.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, we haven't talked about this on an actual episode, but yeah, go on.
But yeah, so a few weeks ago we talked about this, I think, but it was a woman who was found dead in a walk-in oven at a Walmart in Halifax who was discovered by her mother in the oven. So the young woman has been identified at this point. We talked about this a few weeks ago. They hadn't released the name. But it was the article says, a young, beautiful girl who came to Canada with big dreams is how a 19-year-old Halifax Walmart employee is being remembered. The Maritime Sikh Society has identified the victim of last Saturday night's incident as, I may butcher this name and I apologize. Her name is Garismaran Kaur. So I think I'm just going to call her Kaur.
Okay.
With the permission of her mother. Both the mother and daughter are part of the Sikh community and have been working at the Walmart store on Mumford Road for about 2 years. It was her mother, according to the society, who found Kaur inside the store's bakery department while the store was still open. The Halifax Regional Police have confirmed the victim's body was found in the walk-in oven of the bakery department. So we looked into that. I think we looked into Google. We see how big some of these things were, and
yes, I mean you could pull a small car in there.
Yeah, some of those things definitely.
Yeah, they're putting racks and racks of bread into these ovens. But how? There's got to be some type of safety switch on anything that a human can fit inside.
There are. There's been several people. If people go in and look on TikTok and look on social media, there have been people who've tried to kind of like disprove, like, how did this happen? You couldn't just get locked inside. Like there are people trying to prove either there was foul play involved.
Apparently, if you've seen one of these ovens, you're going to be outraged.
Yeah, to an extent. It's very similar to anybody who's ever walked in almost to like a walk-in cooler. It's like a big walk-in cooler when the door shuts behind you. Like when you walk into a cooler, the door doesn't normally come and shut behind you and latch. All those doors kind of have one of those big seals on it to make sure nothing comes in and out. So you need to push it from the outside so that it latches, or pull it from the inside. And then all those coolers and the ovens have a emergency button. and it's just a like silver button. It's not like an electron. It's not an electric one. It's supposed to just be a switch that when you push in this lever, it unlocks the door manually from the inside and releases it. So if anybody's ever walked into one, they're kind of familiar with what those mechanisms are. You always test them, just click them back and forth.
Right.
So there's been a lot
Maybe it failed.
That's what everybody's saying. Like, did this fail? Was there foul play? Was someone blocking the door? Was it locked? Like, there's so many fail safes that should have been like in place for someone not to be accidentally locked inside of an oven.
And then for her mother to find her too. It's so suspicious.
And for like it to be during the store hours. Like it's like when, during the store, when it's open, the bakery's operating and there's customers in the store. It's not like it's, nighttime. There's nobody there. It's like an accident when there's been cases of like of a janitor or something, accidentally slipping and getting, falling or getting accidentally hurt. But this is, during business hours when there's customers in the store. So the investigation into Kwar's death continues and involves police, the province's labor department, and the medical examiner's office. First responders were called to the store at around 9:30 p.m. last Saturday for a report of a sudden death. Shoppers and staff were asked to leave the building and the store has remained closed since. Halifax Regional Police confirmed a few days later that the employee had been found in the walk-in oven.
So have they had any type of other investigation yet? Have they found out? Because I know they didn't label it an accident. They didn't label it anything. They said that it was still going to be under investigation. And I mean, something weird happened here.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who are questioning this. There's something fishy going on here, and yes, this is under heavy investigation currently by the Halifax Police Department. A spokesperson for the province's labor department said a stop work order has been issued for the bakery and one piece of equipment at the Walmart store. So I'm guessing for that oven that's not being allowed to be used right now.
Right.
But we talked about walk-in ovens. They're referred to as like cabinet or batch ovens. But yeah, we can wheel like so many things into these things, and yet somebody was able to get stuck inside. It's not like it was a small confined space that somebody fell into.
I'm interested to see what comes out about, if anything else comes out about this.
Yeah, because if you're stuck in one of those things, it's not. Most of them have like a window on the door too, so that people can look inside to see if there's a fire starting or if there's smoke starting.
Yeah,
and it's not like it was something that's if you were put in there and you fell unconscious, and it's so fishy. You had to be banging on that door and trying to get out.
Right.
So there's still a large investigation going on right now. The Walmart has said that they're gonna try and stay closed as long as possible, and they're gonna, if they have to remain closed for too long, they're gonna either figure out how to relocate some of the other employees to other stores or other operations. But as I said, right now that's going to be a very big ongoing investigation, and I'm so confused at how this was able to happen during store hours during a shift. Yeah, at all. This is some like weird horror movie Final Destination shit. If this is accidental,
right? Oh my god.
Yeah, if this is a purely accidental thing, that is Final Destination level, and that's just terrifying.
Absolutely.
But for our next story, Michael, this is something that is not as terrifying, but it's still a pretty brutal headline. And we talked about this a little bit at the end of our story. I think we talked about this at the end of the Patreon episode. But we talked about a guy recently, a suspect has finally been arrested in a killing that was initially thought to have been a bear mauling.
Oh, yes.
I think I talked about this earlier.
I remember you telling me about this.
The Gallatin County, Montana sheriff said the suspect in Dustin Kiersman's killing acted alone, and he is no longer a threat to the community. The body of Dustin, 35, of Belgrade, Montana, was found in his tent around 2.5 miles up Moose Creek Road, and the person who found the remains reported it may have been done by a bear.
It may. I don't know. I wasn't here.
Well, no, the person who found him was his friend. The person who found him was basically knew that he was supposed to come back from his camping trip, and he didn't. Like a good camper or hiker would tell somebody, "I'm going to be back, Thursday by 5."
Oh, okay.
If you don't hear from me by Friday morning, throw out a search party.
Gotcha.
Kind of deal.
Gotcha.
So the attack was described as vicious, and Kiersum died after sustaining multiple chop wounds, according to his autopsy, Gallatin County Sheriff's Captain Nathan Kammerman said earlier this month. He was last seen on October 10th, 2 days before his body was discovered. He was in an area that is not an official campsite, but it is a standard Forest Service area where people can make their own campsites. So it's not like one of those places where you kind of reserve an area, like reserve a campsite.
It's just an area you can camp.
Yeah, it's just basically big open wooded areas, some kind of areas. And where plenty of hunters, outfitters, and people are living in the area, the sheriff also added. A friend grew concerned and started searching when he did not show up as planned on Friday, according to CBS News. He then discovered Dustin dead inside his tent the next day and called 911, believing that he had been attacked by a bear. Because obviously the body looked like it had been mutilated. There's several big gash wounds and chops. It looked like bear claws and bear bites. This guy went through the effort to stage this to look like something else.
Or maybe he just hacked him up, man.
You would think.
And then that's what his friend just assumed.
Because the police say that Darren Christopher Abbey, 41, has been arrested and charged with the murder after his DNA was discovered on a beer can at the campsite where the victim's body was found. The two men apparently did not know each other before the chance encounter in the outdoors, and there has been no motive for the attack yet identified. Sheriff Dan Springer said that Mr. Kiersum had welcomed his killer to share his campsite about 35 miles south of Bozeman, and prosecutors say at some point Mr. Abbey hit Dustin with a piece of wood, then stabbed him with a screwdriver and attacked him with an axe.
Jesus.
The suspect allegedly returned to the crime scene later to remove any items from the camp that he thought might tie him to the murder, but he overlooked a beer can. Always forgetting them cans, just throwing your cans around. That's why you don't litter in the forest, guys. Don't litter in the forest. You don't litter. Don't litter. But the suspect confessed to the killing, telling police that he attacked his victim after discovering him at the site where he had planned to camp. Officials say.
No.
Police say Mr. Abbey then led them to several items he had stolen from the campsite, including an axe, guns, and a cooler. And Mr. Abbey was ordered to be held on $1.5 million bail during his Friday court appearance.
Wow.
So yeah, this may have been over a simple campsite and not even an official campsite. This wasn't one that you like I said, paid for or anything.
Right. But he was there long enough to drink a beer.
Yeah, he was there, or maybe he drank the beer afterwards. Maybe he, right after the attack or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. True.
So they don't know exactly how long he was there. I'm sure they're going to be still interviewing him, getting a lot more information out of this guy once he's been in custody. Now he's going to have to tell his story. He's already confessed to the killing. They found his DNA there. So
yeah, I don't think there's a lot to his story, Andy.
Yeah,
I think this guy just lost his mind or something.
There's got to be some kind of motive other than campsite, because if
that
so,
don't seem right, does it?
That is so outlandishly brutal. And then, like I said, he tells them that he hit him over the head with a piece of wood, and then stabbed him with a screwdriver.
I'd like to see this guy's interview.
Yeah,
probably got some dead-looking eyes, dude.
I think
this guy wanted to kill somebody, and he was like, "This is a great opportunity." There's no one out here.
When I saw the picture of the guy, they posted his kind of mugshot picture. I was like, you know what? That looks like somebody who would kill someone and blame it on a bear. It's
really?
He's
just got that written on his
face. He's a bigger, kind of heavy set, bald guy with this big, long gray beard, like grayish black beard, like goatee almost.
Yeah.
And I think he's wearing like a Realtree camo shirt in the mugshot too.
Right.
So you're just like, yeah, I could see you doing some damage in the woods somewhere. Just
He just had enough, man. He was going to get away, and then I'll be damned, he can't even have his spot in the woods.
This is my spot. I peed all over the place. I peed everywhere here. Guys, you know this. I marked my territory.
I mean, it's awful, though. It really is. I'm glad they caught him, though.
Yeah, the fact that he left, and the fact that his DNA was already on file for them to catch him that quickly.
Very
so his
true.
DNA must have already been in the system for some other crimes in the past.
Yeah, hacking somebody with an axe is not your first crime.
No, that's not something. I mean, that's not even. Yeah, he clearly tried to cover this up to make it look.
I want to know if he's going to try to claim self-defense or something like that.
I believe at this point it's almost like why would you can't even claim self-defense when you say you.
Oh, I know, but I said try.
Yeah, if you try to claim self-defense, it's like then why did you make it? Why did you hack him to death with an axe and steal all of his stuff?
Why does it look like an animal attack?
Yeah, and why did you steal all of his stuff?
Yeah,
it's like you don't steal from your attacker. That's not what happens. You don't get mugged and then beat up the mugger and then take their stuff.
Right.
I mean, you do if it's a power move. If you get mugged and you whoop that mugger's ass, you look down, you're like, give me your shoes.
You just take everybody else's shit that they stole all day.
You just beat up a mugger, take their pants.
Yeah. It's a shortcut. Just mug a mugger.
Yes. Reminds me of an old Derek comedy skit from YouTube. But like I said, this guy's going to have some real big explaining to do now that he is behind bars. I'm so glad they were able to catch him this fast. But yeah, earlier this month, this was reported as a possible bear attack in the woods.
Wow.
And that's the thing. Like even the wildlife, the national wildlife experts and stuff, or the wildlife officers around, they were like, this is not an area where bears are prone to attack.
No.
There's not a lot where this guy's hiking, where this guy's camping. There's not a thing we run into around here.
Right.
And that doesn't look like bear claws. I don't know what kind of bear just only has 2 claws.
Yeah.
They only go for the chest.
Yeah, apparently.
But yeah, it's just.
I can imagine, dude, the damage. Because I'm sure they had a log splitting axe out there too. It's not like a fucking hatchet.
Yeah, it's got to be something that did enough damage. But yeah, it's like if a bear's going to attack you, bears don't usually just attack you and leave. Bear usually just
that's what I was going to say. There ain't going to be much of them left.
If a bear's going to go,
or at least there's going to be a big area eaten.
Yeah, if there's going to be a bear that's attacked you in your campsite and killed you, there's probably going to be part of you that's eaten because that bear was hungry enough to kill you.
Right?
Yeah.
Hungry, yeah.
But Michael, for our last story, we are going to talk, I believe, you might be able to call this a bit of a shenanigan.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you pull this up in just a minute because I want you to see the pictures of it, so you can go ahead and pull this up. But the Vatican's cartoon mascot has been revealed for Jubilee 2025, and you need to meet Lucy. I think it's Lucy. I hope it's not Lucci, but it's Luce, but it's Italian. It may be Lucci or Luca.
In the anime Ghibli looking, what is
this? Is the official mascot of the Catholic Church for the 2025 Jubilee celebration.
Are you serious?
I am 100%. Michael, this comes from the Catholic News Agency. Like that is what most of these things that you are seeing are.
You don't think they're pandering, do you? Just a little. I think.
Guys,
shit.
This may date me. This may show exactly what kind of person I am. But as soon as I saw this, all I could think of was the Buddy Christ from Dogma, from Kevin Smith's Dogma.
Buddy Christ.
The Buddy Christ. Just winking finger guns, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Trying to make Christ hip for the kids,
Yeah, trying to make him cool.
Trying to make it cool, like a buddy.
And
He's your buddy.
And what does this little Catholic girl in a raincoat have to do with anything? With her little stick.
You know what? I don't exactly know. We'll get to it.
At least she has a crucifix, though.
Does she? Yes, she does have a crucifix.
She does have a crucifix.
She got that nice big rosary hanging down.
That's how you know she's Catholic.
She does look like she has, for some reason to me, it does look like she has like blood on her boots, but I'm going to go ahead and assume it's red mud.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they had to put mud on the boots like that. I guess we'll have to get into this article right here.
And she has blue hair as well. That needs to be noted.
She, like I said, she is an anime character.
Absolutely.
The mascot, named Lucci, which means light in Italian, so it may be Lucci, is intended to engage a younger audience and guide visitors through the Holy Year. Yeah, you guys really need to maybe not shoot towards a younger audience. You have a bit of a track record sometimes. Maybe go for a united audience, okay? Maybe say like, we're for everybody, okay?
Hey man, you got to get them young, right?
Archbishop Rino Fiscella, the Vatican's chief organizer for the Jubilee, described the mascot as part of the Vatican's goal to engage with the pop culture so beloved by our young people. That literally, this looks like this guy put into like AI, like Chat GPT, like, what is anime? This is what came up to Chat GPT.
This is the AI.
Yes. What the kids like anime? What is the anime? Create me a Catholic anime.
Right. And there you go.
The mascot will debut this week at the Lucca Comics and Games, Italy's celebrated convention for all things comics, video games, and fantasy. I should be there. I love all these things so far. Where the Vatican's diastery for the evangelization will host a space dedicated to Lucci and friends. It will be the first time the Vatican diastery participates in a comics convention. I would love to see the Catholic Church booth at Comic-Con. I feel like that would just be just a weird booth to see. It's the Catholic Church clearing out Hall H for the ceremony, bringing out this character.
Right
after Marvel. We have a Marvel debut in Black Panther 3, and then we got the Catholic Church debut in Luce. This will be everybody's Halloween costume for 2025.
Oh my God, right?
It is. You guys will see it. You'll probably see some pictures posted on social media about this character. I've said we didn't grow up
fan art already.
Of course, there's fan art, Michael. It's the internet.
God Almighty!
It has been out for more than a day.
Oh,
absolutely.
Jesus Christ!
Clad in a yellow raincoat, mud-stained boots, and a pilgrim's cross, Lucci's mission is to guide young pilgrims towards hope and faith with her trusty dog Santino at her side. Shells glimmer in her eyes, recalling the scallop shell of the Camino de Santiago, an emblem of the pilgrimage journey. I guess, yeah. Oh, she does. She does have little seashells in her eyes. Look at that. She's like a little mermaid.
Oh, Lord.
Lucia will also be the face of the Holy Seas Pavilion at the Expo 2025 in Osaka, Japan, where she will represent the Vatican's pavilion theme, Beauty Brings Hope, alongside Caravaggio's The Entombment of Christ, a painting that will be temporarily on loan from the Vatican museums at the Expo. So you're going to put this anime mascot character right up beside Caravaggio's Entombment of Christ painting. Like, listen.
Like, boom, these are the same. These are art.
We got traditional and we got Gen Alpha. I don't know what to call this. We got our weebs and we got our tradition, we got our Orthodox and we got our weebs. All right? That's all we need, right?
I don't know.
This is what's going to get
the dog.
Lucia and Friends. God, jeez, it's like a weird, like strawberry shortcake character.
Yeah, they all have seashell eyes.
They look like pop figures, to an extent.
Yeah, they do. They really do.
It looks like one of those little character games my daughter would play on like her iPhone or her iPad back when she was like 5 or 6, like Toka World, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is apparently going to be the new mascot for the Jubilee Festival, Michael. And by the way, Jubilee, I know we didn't grow up Catholic, so for anybody who doesn't know exactly what I'm talking about with the Jubilee Festival, a Jubilee is a special holy year of grace and pilgrimage in the Catholic Church. It typically takes place once every 25 years, though the Pope can call for extraordinary Jubilee years more often. It's happened a few times. But yeah, so far it's a once a quarter century event. So this beautiful young caricature of a person is going to be representing the Catholic Church for the next quarter century, I'm guessing, because you don't get another one unless you call a special, Jubilee.
Right.
So the Jubilee year itself begins with the opening of the Holy Door of St. Peter's Basilica on Christmas Eve in 2024, welcoming an anticipated 30 million pilgrims into Rome by the time the Holy Year ends on January 6th, 2026.
Wow.
So yeah, we're going to have about 30 million pilgrims into the Vatican around that time, just from Christmas Eve to January 6th.
Okay.
So good old Luce. I hope I'm saying it right.
It's probably just Lucy.
Lucy, maybe. She's Italian.
Look at her friends.
I want to say
Here's her friends.
Zin or Shin, maybe Xin, maybe Chin. Exactly. It's a different pronunciation, I'm guessing. And Sky. Thank you for giving me Sky. I'm glad I could pronounce Sky.
There you go. You got one.
Yeah, not doing great on the pronunciation, but yeah, look at these guys, Michael. She is. That's all you need. That's gonna get all the youths. All the youths will be coming to the churches now.
They're definitely gonna want one of these little toys for sure.
Could you see? I guarantee you.
Give these toys away, you're gonna have kids coming up to get those things.
You're gonna see could you just imagine like somebody in one of those mascot costumes though? Like if they have somebody actually dressed up like that with a big mascot head, like out in front of the Vatican, just walking around taking pictures like it's Disneyland.
Yeah.
Like, how far have we come, Pope? I'm just, I feel like the Pope just be looking out there and be like, I think we failed.
I think it was over a long time ago.
I think we've all failed. We've fallen so far from the glass.
And they, like you kind of alluded to earlier, they got a lot of symbolism in it too. It's like everything she's wearing, everything about her says something.
Yeah, and yes, of course you would obviously want to symbolize every little bit of it, because you couldn't just be like, this pop figure she represents the church now. Yeah, like why? Look how cute she is.
Yeah.
Why not?
Argue with that.
Who do you want judging you? You know, the guy up on the cross, or do you want her judging you? I mean, look at her. Right? She doesn't look like she can judge you.
Look at those seashell eyes.
She's like, she can't even frown. Like, she's going to be happy all the time. Like, she can't judge you.
Only see good times.
You can tell her anything. Come on.
Right.
She'll be there for you.
Wow.
But yeah, I wanted to bring this to you. I was going to show this to Megan as well. Megan grew up Catholic, so all right, her mom's gonna be talking about this as well. But I was like, we're gonna have to get this in our house this year. We have to get a nice, nice Lucy doll, just set up on the mantelpiece.
Get one just as a novelty thing, honestly.
Right? I mean, it is the Jubilee this year. Come on,
it's the Jubilee. Do you even Catholic?
That and a Buddy Christ. Get a Buddy Christ looking over at her.
We need a Buddy Christ. I need one for the studio. If you find a Buddy Christ, I got to put one in here.
We can get a Buddy Christ anywhere. I can find you a Buddy Christ. Get the life size one that's in the movie, the one that's like behind, Cardinal Glick. Just. But yeah, like that's what I want. That I want Buddy Christ behind her, just like giving her the finger guns, like you got this, Lucy.
Yeah. Great idea, priest.
I walked so you could run.
That's right.
Buddy Christ walked so Lucy could run.
Hey, it's all about appealing to those new youth.
Right. Somebody's got to carry the torch.
It's always changing. The world is always changing. But you know what's not changing? Oh my Gaia and their consistency.
Ooh, it is not. Well, I mean, the only thing that did change, Michael, was our code word.
Our code word did change, and I will get to that.
But the quality,
the quality has not changed, but there are new scents. So
that is good.
Maybe
change can be okay sometimes.
That's right. Oh My Gaia is an innovative, all-natural deodorant, fragrance, and beard oil company specializing in paraben and aluminum-free products. And their innovative line of deodorants inhibit the growth of odor-causing bacteria while still maintaining effectiveness. And there's tons of scents at Oh My Gaia, and there are new ones all the time. Make sure you give them a follow at @shop_Oh My Gaia on Instagram and stay up to new scents. But there's vanilla, cherry almond, sandalwood, lavender, lemongrass, Egyptian musk, coconut, dreamsicle, fireside, bergamot amber, pear, sweet pea, sailor, barbershop, and we have our own scent, True Crime Pine. And because you're True Crime Guys listeners, you can use the new code word Creepvan. Creepvan, one word, CREEPVAN. CREEPVAN, Creepvan, all one word. Don't you dare put a space.
No.
It will not work.
Nope.
It will not work. And that will get you 15% off your order at shop_Oh My Gaia on Instagram, or even better, ohmygaia.com. OHMYGAIA.com. You guys will not regret it. And there is a link to Oh My Gaia right below the description of this episode with the code word as well.
Guys, you will not regret it. Get them pits smelling good. Getting cold outside. Guys, if you're going that beard out for November, that no shave November is coming out, guys.
Get some of that beard
oil in there. Keep that beard nice and smooth for November.
That's right. That's right. Also, if you're looking for more content during the holidays to ignore your family, you can check out patreon.com/truecrimeguys, where we have tons and tons of audio files for your listening pleasure, as well as early releases of these free episodes as well, with bonus content, and they're ad-free. And that's good. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of good stuff that you could get access to every single week. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, give us a follow on social media at True Crime Guys, and send us those case suggestions, whether it be a DM on social media or you can email us at truecrimeguys@gmail.com. All right, Andy, you got anything?
I don't think I do, Michael.
You good? All right, well, let's get out of here. We'll see you guys next week with another True Crime Guys case. Until then, just keep on creeping.
Bye.